What's up, everyone? How's it going? I get to learn so much in my position, in my profession. I get to make these great social media videos. I get to do this podcast with one of my best buddies. I get to host you in this VIP membership. And I get to listen. I get to learn. And something I've been hearing a lot from Jal recently is, oh my gosh, Sean, we need more tips on the sibling fighting, on the arguing, on the bullying. So, hey, most of the best coaching I do is with parents that are really like in a hot mess, and they need me to help them untangle that. So we talk through inside of the membership, but I care about you. I love you. And so today I'm going to give you 5 tools to really think about, to really how to grow as a parent, as a teacher, to help your siblings to love each other, to not be selfish, to not be so reactive. Because Jordan, I mean, of all the top challenging topics, this has got to be one of the top 5, top 3.
Oh, I would say easy. There's been a number of times where I'm like, I'm going to drive this car off this dang cliff if you guys don't stop arguing. I don't know what it is, man. It's like, it's so frustrating. Just recently we went through the Olympics, right? We had the Winter Olympics here, and it was so great. Not here, but I mean, just in general. Yeah. And we have this vision, right? I don't know if you guys watched the hockey game, U.S. versus Canada. It was absolutely amazing, right?
Mm-hmm. I heard. I didn't see it.
The dude busted his teeth. He comes back in. He scores the winning goal. But what's crazy about it is we see this story, and there are 2 brothers on the same team. They're giving each other the biggest hug. Yeah. They say all they wanted to do is play professional sport together, and there's this idea of love. And you're like, why can't my freaking kids be like that? They want to tear their eyes out.
Right.
There's something about it where they can't stand each other, but yet if they're away from each other, they're always like, where's my sibling? Mm-hmm. Do you love him or do you not? Mm-hmm. It's such a complicated relationship.
Yeah, I love that visual that you sent, because I didn't see that game, but I saw some of the interviews about the brothers. And that was a good visual. Recently we did a really good podcast, and I'm really proud about secrets of the parents of the most successful kids. And we looked at these high achieving people in our world, and we looked at what do their parents do that were anything different than what us regular people do. And so when I think about that story about those 2 brothers, and I think about it, here's something I'm thinking. Give me your opinion on what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is what I feel like is that why is it that in this home, the siblings are so horrible to each other? They're really nasty to each other. They don't treat each other well. But then right next door, there's another family. And the siblings there, they really love each other. They care. Yeah, they argue sometimes. They bicker sometimes.
They're closer.
They respect each other. They care about each other. They got each other's backs. They make amends with each other. What is it? Does it have to do with the kids? I don't think so. I think it has a lot to do with the parents. What are the parents doing in this one house that is really part of this problem? And what are the parents doing in the other house, which is a big part of the solution, a part of the love?
Right.
That's how I think. That's what I believe. What's your take
great.
on that?
I think mine could go both ways. I think there's this process of let's say I'm the sibling, me and my brother and sister, we fought for a while, but then we figured it out and we came back together a little later in life, okay? And then there's this other idea, was maybe those parents just force those kids, hug it out. You guys are going to hug this out right now, right? And force this relationship. I don't care how much you guys beat each other into the ground, but when you're done, you're going to hug each other and tell each other I love you. So I don't know what it is, but I think there's just like any relationship, there's going to be ups and downs. And when we live in tight quarters, sometimes we can get on each other's nerves, and it just takes a little bit before we can come back around. That's just my thought. But you're right, because some siblings, they fight so bad, they never want to have to do anything with each other ever again.
Oh, no. There's serious problems there. There's serious problems, serious trauma, serious pain. You might love your sibling. You don't really like them. Maybe see them on the holidays. You haven't forgiven them from how they treated you as a child. Well, here's some good news. You don't have to do this alone, everybody. Jordan and I are here to help you. I don't know much about much. I really don't. But there's a couple areas of life that I know a lot in. So here today, I'm going to give you 5 tips, 5 tools, 5 mindsets, 5 parenting strategies that I want you to use and I want you to become skilled at. because I believe these are the secrets of what is happening inside the homes where the siblings are really having harmony and love and respect. I use these skills in my own home. It took me time to become good at them. It just wasn't like one day I was good at these 5 things. It took me time and to nurture them in myself. And that's why this beautiful thing called parenting is actually a beautiful skill. We can improve upon it. Every day I meet with parents like you inside of my membership, and I'm giving them these skills. I'm role-playing out scenarios with them, and they are getting better, and they're seeing quick results. So today I'm going to put you in the position where you can become really skilled as a teacher and a leader. Is that something a good plan for today?
Please, because I'm just sick of yelling at my kids. I'm so sick of them fighting with each other all the time. And there are a lot of us parents who are like, I don't know what to do with you guys. You guys just need to stop fighting because it's driving me up a wall.
You know what? Sounds like a lot of parents. And I don't like that.
I know.
Because that's a normal thing for parents to say. But what that kind of means is, I don't know what to do with you guys, which means I'm kind of at the end of my rope, and I've used all the tools that I have.
Right. You guys figure it out.
Yeah, and they're just kind of now you're going to either give up or you're going to live in that misery for years. Don't do that. Get the tools you need so you'd never have to say, I don't know what to do with you guys. You should get a plan. I'm here to help you with your plan right now.
Okay, good.
And here's
good.
what's interesting about this is like we've done so much good stuff, you and I, on this podcast around siblings, around all these great tools. Like you have stories of how you actually have already done these things. And I kind of want to hear some of these stories with you. Okay, so here we go. The first one is really important. Some of these tools have to do with your mouth and what you say, and some of them have to do with your mind and how you think and how you view yourself. So the first thing that I want you all to do, listen, is stop playing the role of a referee. Stop playing the referee and start coaching. Take off the white and black striped referee jersey and put on the coach's jersey. Here's what this means is that when your kids are arguing in the back of the Sienna minivan, when they're teasing each other in the Odyssey, and you're driving them, you want to react. You're tempted. You're bothered. You're annoyed. And you start judging. You say, don't touch your brother. Stop saying that to your sister. We don't talk that way. You guys need to love each other. I do so much for you guys. Why are you acting this way? And you are judging. And you are refereeing. And you are saying who's right, who's wrong. You're forcing apologies. It doesn't work. Instead, become the coach to coach them through these emotions. Coach them on how to repair, coach them on how to be a good sibling.
Yeah. And of course, that can be a little difficult if you don't know how to coach, if you've never been a coach. But, I mean, there are tools that you can use to just help guide. So think of, like, this is what we do. I mean, like right now in my household, okay, so I have twins, and they're boy-girl. They're ultimate, like, same age. They're with each other all the dang time, and they need separation. But right now what we're going through is, like, a simple task of, like, do the dang dishes.
Yeah.
You get home from school, and it's whose turn is it to do the dishes? And they can never figure out the dang calendar. Well, I did it yesterday. No, I did it yesterday. No, I did it yesterday because do you remember? Blah, blah. No, Mom said this, and I did it yesterday. And I'm like, you guys, I am going to get so frustrated if you can't even figure out whose day it is to do the dishes. So instead of me saying like, okay, I printed out a calendar and we're gonna and I'm gonna referee this thing and make sure, I'm like, you guys need to know whose day it is. It's your responsibility to know X, Y, or Z. And so I'm trying to coach or guide them through just having rules, like their own set of rules that things they need to do. Did you brush your teeth today? Just like a simple, like, oh, I need to do this as a human being as I'm getting older, and I can't rely on my parents all the time because when I do, the answer is easy, and the reality is you got to be your own person. Great
story. So one of the things to take away from point number 1 is become skilled at being a coach and get the tools you need to become great at coaching. Let me tell you a little story from my personal life. I'm doing a lot of coaching with to my 16-year-old right now, but it's not happening in a traditional sense. You ready to hear an interesting story?
Yeah.
So my 16-year-old has this boyfriend who we love, and they've been dating for 2 years, a long time.
That's a long time at 16, yeah.
He's at our house 1 to 4 days a week.
Wow. That's That's like having another child.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's at our house a lot. And so I've been really coaching and mentoring him a lot in the last few months about different things, about finding his voice, about becoming more confident, about handling conflict better, about not being a yes man, about, really how men think. And so what's been interesting is that my 16-year-old daughter, Jordan, is sitting right there
While you're coaching?
While I'm coaching him.
Yeah.
And I hope this is going to make you giggle. Sometimes she'll start chiming in something. And
Oh, with her advice.
Yeah, and I'm like, Miley, stop. I got this. No. And she lets me kind of like simmer her down.
That's good. But
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious, though, that she's chiming in with her advice on how to like be manly or think things a certain way, which is hilarious. But that's really, I mean, what a lucky kid to have someone like you give him a, coaching.
Dude, I feel like what a lucky dad. I feel like what a lucky
that is
dad.
True.
I'm
that
so
is very true.
blessed that I get this awesome 2 teenagers in my life that I get to mentor.
Yeah.
That's
pretty amazing. Is it, let me ask you this, and before we move on to the next step, is it easy for you to coach because you don't have any boys? So like this is different for you.
It's
Obviously
so
you've coached a lot of,
yeah. Right. Yeah, it's so
because
special.
you have 3 daughters for people who don't know. So that's got to be different.
Dude, fun fact for all our listeners, this man that I'm talking to right now, Jordan Steele, I used to mentor and coach him and have these conversations with him when he was 14 years old.
It's very similar to this kid's age. That's so
16.
funny.
Yeah. I said to him, because he was kind of having some issues with kind of feeling judged and scared of how people are looking at him or going off to a camp and being around all these bigger kids. And I said to him, yo, man, look at you. You're a man. You have a beard. When I put my hand on your shoulder, all I feel is muscle. Your traps, your shoulders are so jacked. You are so muscular. You are a lion, my man. Don't be afraid of anyone. Don't be afraid of what a freshman in high school is going to think of you. You're the one that they're going to be afraid of. Look at you, right?
That's cool. That's great confidence to build into a teenager when they don't get it in any other place.
I think every teenager needs to hear that because a parent's words are powerful. Let's move on to point number 2. How do you solve sibling fighting and bickering? Well, here is a key. Do not force apologies, but teach them how to repair.
Okay.
Teach them how to repair. We've done a lot of talking about this. Oftentimes people force apologies with their kids. I remember when I first heard this many years ago, don't force your kids to apologize. I was like, what? So this art of becoming like an EQ coach, a teacher, where you're showing them how to repair, you're coaching them through, you're demanding the repair, but not through apology. And the hard work of that. Have you noticed how like challenging a skill this is?
Yeah, it's very hard. And I see it more with the relationship of, let's say, my wife and let's just say my son or my daughter versus them two, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I'm almost certain we've said, like, you need to apologize to your sister. Like, that was not okay. Like, I'm sure we're still at that stage where we're trying to coach, but we're also like, dude, do the right thing. Or what are you thinking? Why did you do that? But I see it a lot more when it comes to the kid-parent rivalry. If you've got a good parent, or a coach in this situation, a parent coach, I've seen my wife do a great thing when she gets hurt by something our kids have done, whether it's not appreciation, lackluster, like, I don't care, I don't want to take a family photo, or, you know, you worked this whole event for me and I could not care less, right? Just this attitude of like, and then my wife feels like, why am I putting in all this effort for you? You ungrateful little, right? These are internal thoughts.
Yeah, of course.
And so then you'll go through, I remember when I was a kid, I've shared this on the podcast before, one of the biggest things my mom did to me was just literally go silent and tell me how disappointed she was in me and something that I did. And then it wasn't like, you owe me an apology. It was, no, you hurt me so bad. I don't even want to talk to you or be around you right now. And then the feeling I get as a kid, like, oh my gosh, the person I trust and I love and who's been my parent for, like, I made them. And so then it would make me want to come and say, I'm sorry.
To repair. Yeah, because your mom in that story is using a tool that I call emotional consequence. She's letting her kids see her humanity.
Yeah.
And that drew you in.
Right. And I feel like with siblings, you don't get that as much. They got to be strong. Like, it doesn't bother me that he, or she did this. Like,
yeah, because it's vulnerable.
Try to pretend to brush it off.
Yeah, the key part of that is just vulnerability. And that's what good coaches, parent coaches do. Like you, as in coaching your own children. Right. You help them understand the power of vulnerability and how to make amends with somebody that you hurt or that you affected. Can I do point number 3?
Sure.
Okay, and before I tell you point number 3, here's kind of a personal question. In your family, is there like kind of a villain? Now, let me explain. In some homes, there's like one child who maybe it's like the ADHD child. Maybe it's the oldest. Maybe it's the middle. And they are just like kind of like they're the ones instigating a lot of this. Everyone knows it. They have the impulse problems. They have the meanness, the self-control. In most families, there's kind of like one. I think there is one in my family too. I'm not going to tell you who. But do you have like a villain in your family?
What I'm seeing in my life right now, which is hilarious, is the psychological warfare of the like, you can play the villain and wear that coat on the surface, but deep down, I'm the one poking the bear and causing you to go crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like there's two villains. Like there's an exterior one that's like, why do you always act like this? Well, because they're getting poked from something that's hidden and can't seen. So it's more of a psychological thing.
That's deep. Yeah. So this is what you don't want to do. You do not want to create a villain dynamic. You want to create a no villains family culture.
Okay.
Create a no villains family culture. Everyone take a pause and think. How have you used your words to maybe foster or to create this villain culture, right? How have you maybe poorly responded 1, 2, too many times? So like now it's like, yeah, it's all because of this one kid.
Right.
The opposite of that is kind of like this. Like, I think one of the ways they get soldiers to bond in boot camp. Never been to boot camp, only seen movies about it, had some friends and relatives gone to it. Is I think the way they bond in boot camp is very painful, physically and emotionally.
You're all going through the hurt together. And you're doing it for the person standing next to you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's how you want to think about emotion coaching your family out of a villain. Instead of it's all of us versus this person or you versus this person, it's like, no, we're all here together. We all love each other. We all affect each other. We all get triggered. So how do we together as a group and love each other more and not let this one person bring out the worst in us, or let anyone bring out the worst in us? How do we not become codependent on each other? How do we not become so triggered by each other? But how do we team up and do this as a group?
What I'm trying to coach my kids right now to do is like what you're telling your daughter's boyfriend, to be strong and confident in their own skin. And the problem is, my kids, specifically my daughter, takes everything so personally. And I'm like, let's do a sibling thing for a second. You're driving in a car. Okay, one of the siblings is humming or going over something in their mind from music class.
So annoying.
Can you stop? That is so annoying. And it's like, what?
Every home.
Right. And the other one's like, what? I'm just rehearsing what we just did in music class. I'm trying to go over it, right? And you're just like, but you keep bothering me. And so what I'm trying to do is coach each other as to not allowing one person to ruin your whole day.
There you go.
And it is so hard. It is so hard. I'm like, listen,
doing it.
You're going to have people all day trying to ruin you in class, and you have to be strong enough to not let it impact you. That's been hard for me, but I'm trying.
It's hard for me too, and I'm the family coach, but that's why we're doing this podcast. Become skilled at the arts of teaching your kids to not be codependent. Become skilled at the arts at teaching your kids the beauty of selflessness. Help them understand that if someone's humming in a car, you don't have to let it bother you. But you can also help them understand, hey, humming in a car is kind of a selfish thing. You want to hum. Yeah. That makes sense. Humming's fun. You just did your play. But hey, we have other ears in this car. And you've got to speak to your kids like this. And this is why I see such quick outcomes with families inside my VIP membership because they don't really know how to do these things. They're like, Sean,
Yeah.
show me how to do it. And I'm like, oh, here you go. And then quick results. Here's number 4. This is such a jam. If you can become skilled at this, you will see everything change. Okay. Use the kids' conflict.
Okay.
Use the kids' annoyances. Use
To
their
humiliate
fighting.
them. No.
Use it as training, not something to avoid. Okay, this is your
Okay.
training ground. So when you see them acting out, when you see them bothering, instead of thinking, how do I get this to stop? How do I
Right.
control this? How do I make it stop because it's bothering my peace so much? Instead, change your mind. Like, this
Okay.
is the time. I'm ready. My kids need me for training. This is a training moment.
Yeah. And sometimes that can be hard because I had that moment yesterday where I'm like, how do I parent or coach this situation right now with being clear to where a 12-year-old can understand me, but also get it through so they can think about it for future events?
That's good. That's good.
Because I don't want to say the wrong thing. We don't want to say the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
tough,
Like, just get over it. Like,
Right.
you're making a big deal out of nothing. It's like, no, we need to do what Sean's saying and actually help in this situation, give a little wisdom, maybe a little guidance, and have them think about the process of what just happened so that they can learn for the future.
Yeah. And if any of this sounds exhausting to you, well, then I got 2 things to say to you. One is change your life,
Yeah.
change your time, change your work schedule, change your diet so you have more time for your kids for these training moments.
Okay.
And 2, if it sounds exhausting, just know, yeah, you're not alone. It is exhausting.
Right. It is exhausting.
Right? It's hard. It's hard
It's
being a good
hard.
parent. And but and point number 5 is hard too, but it's beautiful. It's what you should be doing. It's what we'd all be doing. It actually kind of relates to what we talked about, how like this boot camp situation. A key way to getting siblings to really love and have harmony with each other is to create shared challenges and shared wins.
Okay.
So instead of saying, hey, you got to go do this and you got to go do that. Oh, you didn't do this, so it's all your fault. Instead, say, no, we're a team. Here's what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to team up, and we're all teaming up, and we're going to do this team challenge together. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. Hey, we have a challenge. You guys have to come together, and you got to figure this out together. And
Okay.
you guys can do it, and then you're going to celebrate when they do it.
Okay. What we do is, like, let's say we're on like a lunch. We're going out to lunch together, or we're going to a little weekend getaway, and one of the kids is like, well, I didn't even want to do this to begin with. Like, I don't even know why we're here. Like, you're asking me to do all this stuff. Like, I didn't even want to be here. And then in that situation, but like, dude, this isn't for you. We didn't go to lunch for you. We didn't go to this trip for you. We went for Mom wanted to go. This is my trip. I wanted to go, and I wanted to spend time with my family. So we're here as a family. Suck it up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like we're a team.
I mean, so much of a sibling like fighting and bickering comes down to this one thing. It comes down to selfishness. So instead of asking yourself, how do I get this one kid to stop being so annoying? How do I get this brother to stop bothering his brother? Instead, ask yourself, how do I become more skilled as an emotion coach to teach my kids to be selfless and
Yeah.
not so selfish? If you can become skilled at that, then awesome things are going to happen. All right, can I do a little recap?
Please. That was so good.
Great. It was great, short but sweet. Here are 5 amazing tools and mindsets to create more sibling love and to stop the sibling fighting and bickering. Number 1, stop playing the role of the referee. Take off the black and white stripes and put on the jersey of the coach. You are their emotion coach, not the judge. Instead of reacting, judging, coach them, guide them into how they should behave, how they should love each other. Number 2 is teach them this amazing skill of repair. Don't force your kids to apologize. Instead, there's something better. Guide them with the EQ skills that they need to really repair and make amends with each other. Number 3 is very important, especially if you have a really challenging child. Create a no-villain family culture. No-villain family culture means be wise of how you think about that one challenging child you have, and use your words to kind of bond everybody together. It's not you versus you, or him versus her, or her versus her. It's us versus us. How do we love each other as a family and figure out these problems together, because we are a web of connection, and we've got to do this as a team. Number 4 is look at their conflict. Look at their annoying things they do in the back of the minivan and change your mind. And look at that and say, instead of this is a conflict that I need to stop because it's so freaking annoying, Change your mind and said, this is training. This is what I've been preparing for. My kids need me. I need to train and teach in these moments. And number 5 is look at their lives and create these challenges that they can do together to bond them together, and then celebrate the wins that they can have when they bond.
That's so good, man, because we want that bonding process. We want that love in our family. So let's do it together to try to make it work, because right now it's making me want to pull my hair out.
These are all little things and big things that the parents do that have really harmonious homes where the siblings are bonded, selfless, loving. You can do it in your home. I believe in you. Call me if you need any help. Much love. Stay strong, be close, and teach wisdom.